boys and girls. Second grade is here for our next STEM challenge. Now, your last video, you saw that the first grade talked about how nursery rhymes can help you learn oral, language, and auditory skills by speaking and listening. So today we're going to do something a little different.
So using nursery rhymes are also great ways to teach about main characters, characters' emotions, and sometimes even offer a simple way to identify a problem and a solution. So when we talk about characterization in second grade, we don't usually call it that. We usually call it character traits. And character traits are used in stories to explain details about a character, like what kind of person they are. And there's a couple different ways that you might see this in your books. So your students you've probably already heard this book, After the Fall by Dan Santat. And so I wanted to show you some examples and talk about some examples of ways that he shows us what kind of person Humpty Dumpty is. So the first way is when the author is direct. They could just come right out and tell you how the character is feeling or what the character's doing or saying, and they show us what kind of person that is that way. So here on this page, when Humpty Dumpty is deciding that he's going to try the wall again, the author says, "But the higher I got, the more nervous I felt. I didn't want to admit it. I was terrified." So there the author comes right out and tells us that Humpty Dumpty is nervous and terrified. He gives us the character traits directly. But sometimes the author doesn't do it that way. Sometimes he's more indirect, he or she. And they show us what the character is like through the actions or the speech or even things that the character is thinking. And so even if you go to just the very next page in this book, you can see an example of where Dan Santat tells us indirectly what Humpty Dumpty is like. So here it says, "I didn't look up, I didn't look down, I just kept climbing one step at a time." And I know from the page before that Humpty Dumpty was feeling nervous and afraid, but he's trying to go up the wall anyways. So then that makes me have to infer or think about what kind of person would do something even if they were nervous and afraid. And I might think, a person like that is determined. They don't give up. So that's an example of an author indirectly showing us what the character is like through the actions. And another great thing is these character traits, a lot of times, especially the direct ones, can teach you new vocabulary words that you didn't know before.
And the indirect ones can too, because you may have heard the word determined, but you might not actually know what it means. So that way you can kind of piece that information together and learn new vocabulary that way as well. You could also connect it to other nursery rhymes. Let's see, what other character was determined in a nursery rhyme? Let me give you a hint. Do you know which one? So it's a great way to learn about characters, their emotions, their feelings, the way they act, and be able to put words with the ways that you're learning about those characters. So for our second grade video, we want to focus on that characterization or those character traits. So hopefully you will get some nursery rhymes shared with you by your family, by your teachers, so that you can really start thinking about how those characters are acting and behaving. Now for our challenge, we're doing something a little different. We're not doing paper airplanes. We're going to have a STEM challenge for building a wall. And we want you to be determined to make the best wall that you can. And Mrs. Rogers and Mrs. Myers will be teaching you and showing you what to do for that challenge.
Okay, I'm excited to see those walls.
Me too.
Another way to build a strong foundation in reading is to get to know the characters inside and out by knowing their character traits. This will help you make predictions about what might happen next in the story or what your character might do, just like Humpty Dumpty had the determination to climb that wall. So, building a strong foundation in reading is much like building a strong wall. First, your next family fun project, you are to build a strong wall.
Remember, start with a strong foundation or base and build up from there. You can build your wall out of anything: Legos, Lincoln Logs, even marshmallows. Your wall just has to pass the flick test or the car test. Try flicking the wall with your fingers, and if it stands, it's a strong wall. Or take a small Matchbox car and run it into the wall, and if it stands, it's strong, and if it doesn't, it's not.
That wall did not have a strong foundation, and these walls do. So have fun with your family and create your kind of wall. And remember the character traits like determination and don't give up. Have fun. Bye.
Good luck.